Is tax day. It's usually April 15th. It's May the 17th. And there's a lot to talk about related to that. We want to bring in Bob Liquar from UHY Tax Advisors. Good morning, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
I mean, did a lot of people wait to this point? I feel like a lot of people did it early anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, have a lot of people taken advantage of the extra time?
Well, we tried to encourage people, guys, that had refunds coming, that there was really no reason to delay. I mean, my opinion is you're the best steward of your own dollars. So if those refunds are out there, let's get them. You know, we got a reprieve until the May 17th date to file the returns, but we were really working at it because we had to make estimated payments by April 15th. That date never changed. So it was kooky. And with COVID, it's been 17 months of tax season really going back to the 2019 season.
Do you do individual taxes as well?
Yeah, we do a pretty good number of returns here in the office, absolutely. And we would encourage that people not wait till the last minute, but human nature being what it is in certain cases, it's unavoidable.
What if they went last minute? I mean, can you still, even with these rules, get another extension?
Yeah, you can get an extension, Brian, by filing Form 4868, making sure that your tax is properly estimated. And properly estimated means you're within 90% of the ultimate liability. I heard Ray mention an installment payment plan. There's no requirement generally to make the payment today. You can hook up an installment plan with the IRS.
Right.
So the key is to get the return in, get the extension in.
Oh, man. There is no penalty, though, if you were supposed to file on the 15th, which I did. What a fool. I'm not getting money back, actually. But the thing is the 17th. But if you owe money, there's no interest accrued if that, in fact, is the case and you filed today.
That is correct. The interest will generally start accruing today, and there is also with the installment plan or things of that nature, or or not making a payment, there's a 0.5% a month payment penalty as well. So you're looking at roughly 3.5–4% per annum on the 4% per annum on the interest, 0.5% a month on the balance due.
Bob, we're talking with Bob Liquar of UHY Tax Advisors. A couple of sort of pandemic related questions. There were so many things that people could get money, or they could. I think of most like the hardship withdrawal from 401ks. They waived the penalty. You still have to pay the taxes. I mean, did you find that a lot of people took advantage of those things, and which ones did they take advantage of the most?
Well, we did see a couple of those, Brian. We did see some situations where people had to hit their plan balance because of the economic necessity, the requirement to pay bills. One case, it was actually they had to hit it because they had construction going on. So there were many cases. The good news there is no 10% penalty if it's a COVID-related distribution, which is basically up to $100,000.
Okay.
And also the ability to spread the payment of the taxes over a 3-year period. And the best part about it is when you get back on your feet, and hopefully that's happening now, you can put that money back into the plan or the IRA within 3 years of the date of the withdrawal. So that's terrific. And if people did that, I really want to encourage them to put that money back in there because really it is the last frontier. You need money when you retire.
Wait, so if you do that in like year 3 but paid taxes on it like already, do you get that money back?
You do. You can actually go back and file an amended return and get those tax dollars back. So I think that's a great deal, and I think people really ought to be gearing towards that.
You know, though I don't know how many of your clients do this, but there are people that have. You get unemployment. I'm hoping you don't, but if you do, well, there you go. That's taxable. Is that correct?
That is taxable, Ray, but there is a $10,200 per person exclusion on that unemployment.
Oh, okay.
That came in as part of the March tax bill, which further made things a little muddy for us this tax season, and that applies for Connecticut as well. So if your income is less than $150,000, it's a cliff, it's not a phase-out, you can take a $10,200 exclusion on your unemployment benefits.
So when are you able to take a vacation? To the
Are you about ready to go?
You guys.
I've been ready to go on vacation for about 17 months now, looking to Cancun or somewhere else with a nice warm beach and just to lay there and enjoy the ocean for a while. But I actually do some teaching, so the next couple of weeks I'll be actually doing some teaching work. You go right from one thing to another, but the wife and I will get away somewhere soon.
Last serious question. I'm sorry, Ray.
That's all right.
Do you have pricing power with tax preparation right now? I mean, so many people feel like they need help that, you can. I'm not saying you would charge whatever you can, but I mean, is your business in a position of strength because of all that's going on?
I think accountants in general, I get a big kick, Brian, when Congress makes a statement, for example, that the simplification of the tax code will put the accountants out of business. I don't know what they have against us. We're generally a pretty good group of guys and gals. But the reality is that every time they make it simpler, they make it complicated.
Right.
So while there is some price control there still are plenty of people who are able to do their returns using another program like TurboTax, although they could be missing some really valuable things in there. You mentioned the withdrawals from retirement plans.
Right.
I'll mention self-employed people who can claim for the COVID, if they had COVID or were caring for someone, they can actually claim tax credits. People may not know things like that. So that's potentially what they're missing.
I mean, Bob, it's got to be, we did it for years, our own taxes. Stupid. Because every 2 or 3 years, we'd get a note from the IRS saying, oh, by the way, you owe us $2,000, okay? So we were doing something wrong, so we went with a pro. How many people are able to do the taxes by themselves?
I think if it's a simple style return with a couple of W-2s and maybe some mortgage interest, I mean, many people aren't even itemizing anymore, Ray. I think if it's a couple of W-2s and a 1099, I think you're more than willing to do, more than able to do it yourself. I think once you get beyond things like that, it gets a bit more complicated. And as I said, it really, the tax return ritual is one thing. It's the planning that you can do all year or end of year that really gets you the bang for the buck.
So in other words, every day is tax day in a sense. All right. Hey, Bob.
Pretty much.
Bob, you guys going to have a good party tonight? You should.
We are. We're going to have. We may engage in an adult libation, but the reality is that, as I said, I got to teach the next couple of days. So I need to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on the camera for about 8 hours.
Bob,
we'll enjoy a libation tonight. Absolutely.
Pleasure having you on. It's kind of like school being out. You love it. Yeah. Bob Liquart, thank you much for being on. The outfit is UHY Tax Advisors, and they're right here in Farmington.